You're listening to the Exploding Worship Artists Podcast, and I am your host, Tamika Hall. I am so thrilled that you have tuned in again. As you know, I originally said I wanted to start podcasting every single day in February, but you know what? Sometimes when God gives you an assignment, you just have to dive in head first, and you have to just leap right into what He's called you to do. And ever since I made that announcement, I just automatically started podcasting every day. So I'm so excited for all of you that continue to download the show every single day on iTunes. The audience is growing, so thank you very much for that. If you have not yet connected with us on iTunes, help me be the first worship arts podcast to get some major notoriety and exposure on iTunes by subscribing to the channel there and also by leaving a review. That would be really, really awesome. Well, listen, today is really a great podcast for those of you who are playwrights and all of those great things. This is going to be the show for you. You're going to want to stick around because I actually am speaking with Bianca Solomon-Emery, who is going to be talking to us. We're going to kind of learn the ins and outs of entering those play festivals. I don't know if you're like me, but I kind of wanted to understand what all of that stuff was about. And so we're actually speaking with her. She's the executive director of the New Orleans Urban Theater Festival. And she's going to talk to us not only about that festival, but just kind of answer some of those questions that you may have had about why you should enter the festival and different things like that. So make sure that you stick around and get ready to explode worship. Bianca, thank you so much for joining the Exploding Worship Arts Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate this opportunity.
Well, I'm really excited that you're on, and I'll tell you, I'm sure, well, nobody knows, all of the things that we have to do behind the scenes even to just have this little bit of time to speak to each other. So I'm so excited that we were finally able to figure out a time away from hubbies and kitties and business to be able to speak about our passion. So I'm really excited about that. So, Bianca, you wear a lot of hats. I mean, you're a screenwriter, you're a playwright, you're also the CEO of B Entertainment and Production. So can you please just kind of tell our listeners today, just kind of give us a little bit of what it is that you do?
What I do, especially with my company, I write my own plays, produce them as well. I do, like you said, being a screenwriter. Whatever it is, I basically write about it. And now I'm kind of getting into where I'm helping other people in either writing a play or a screenplay, a short film or something like that for them, and kind of dipping into helping people with their business, teaching them ways of how to get their business to grow, any kind of marketing, logos. So we're kind of doing a little bit, a mixture of quite a few things. Because what I love to do, I love entrepreneurs. I love their spirit. And if there's any way that I can assist in getting someone to go to the next level in their career or even just to start out, that's something that I really love to do. I'm always coming up. I've always been like an event planner. We had an event planning business, and we kind of died down with that, and I missed it so much. So I was like, how could I join in event planning as well as with the writing? So I was like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity to do a production company. That way I can have the best of both worlds. So that's pretty much what I've been doing lately.
So how do you balance everything? Because, you know, as I mentioned it, but, you know, we both have families. How are you able to to balance, you know, family with your passion, your calling with family? How are you able to merge everything together?
The support that I have from my family, because if not, I would seriously be a basket case running all over the place. I am kind of that anyway, but it's good. My hubby, you know, he helps in any way that he can, and a lot of times he'll take the kids, bring them somewhere when I have something to do, and my mom and aunts, you know, if I need them to watch the kids, they're available to do that. And then a lot of times I do. I stay up late, and if there's a story on my mind and I know I can't sleep until I can get it typed out or everything, that's when I take an opportunity of that quiet time. And then that time when they're at school, too. So I try to plug in as much as I can, but it's family support that helps me to get through a lot of this. And my friends, too. They're wonderful. They are wonderful.
This is going to I don't know if it's going to sound like a weird question to you or not, but I'm sure a lot of us have, struggled with whether or not we know that we're good enough to pursue something. How did you know that you were good enough to write your first play or write your first film? What inside of you said, okay, I'm actually good. The stories I have are good. I am good enough to do this. Where did that come from?
When I was a little girl, I used to always write. I had even written an episode for The Cosby Show, and I would tell it to my family, and they all loved it. But, being a little girl, I didn't know how to get anything out to people. So I used to write things in high school, and everybody used to love the things that I write, but I let it go for a long time. And then one day when I got older, I said, you know what, I'm going to write a book. And I said, I'm going to write a play. And I was doing a bridal show. And I told my husband, I said, I'm going to write my first book. And I gave him the first line. And from there, I started and I wrote like an inspirational Christian book. I said, well, okay, I did that part. Let me go ahead and do the play. And literally in a weekend, Tamika, I wrote a play. I don't know what's going on inside this head, but I can take a story and just develop anything from it. As soon as a thought comes into my head, I pretty much have most of it together. And it's just a matter of sitting down and actually typing it out. It's scary in there. The mind is scary. Bianca's mind is very scary, but it's productive. I did not just take that leap of faith and I just said, okay, God, if this is what you gave to me, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to step out there. And when I do, I'm not saying it's easy. Oh, God knows it's not easy at all. It's a challenge upon challenge upon challenge, but I just keep going. Even those days when I say, oh, God, I don't feel like doing this. And just need a rest. Just close the computer, step away from it, but I'm always eager to go back. So I want other people to follow that, too, never giving up.
And that is good. And you've given us some really great nuggets here in terms of being able to balance everything by, obviously you put your family first, and with you putting them first, they allow you to pursue your passion. You said you have your friends. Have you ever dealt with somebody that was a naysayer that basically said, Bianca, you just do too much stuff? Because I'll tell you, that's something that I've dealt with, where people are like, Tamika, you do way too much stuff. You need to focus on that one thing, because, I feel like that slave mentality, from back in the day, where it's like, focus on the one thing, and that's all you need to focus on. And I feel like God doesn't always give us just one thing. So how have you dealt with negativity?
I get that quite often, more than what I need to be getting. And it's great to know that I'm not the only one that's getting that. But they don't understand. Just because, okay, you may write a play right now. You may write 3 of them. It doesn't mean that you're going to try to produce all 3 at the very same time.
Right.
I'm giving you the material so that when it's time, it's already there. So you don't have to worry about herping writing, and I got to go produce it, and I have to do this, I have to do that. But you understand, when you're creative and your mind works on a different level, you're always thinking, you're always processing stuff, and and you feel good about doing it. And when you do, you just go ahead and go for it. And I always say, God is not giving this to me for me to just sit here and listen to somebody say, oh, you're doing too much. No, God told me I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, hey, I'm not going to listen to you. When I first started out, I said, well, maybe I might be doing a bit too much, but I didn't slow down. So I was like, you know what? No, you're wrong. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing it, and when it's time for me to release that information, God's going to let me know, and he's going to work it all out for me. So
And that's something that I tell people all the time. I say, well, nobody ever tells Oprah that she's doing too much stuff. So why is it that you're telling me that I'm doing too much? You know, and the thing is, by the time Oprah or, you know, some of the other, even Tyler Perry, you know, a lot of us playwrights, we always look at Tyler Perry. Well, we don't know how long his stuff has been brewing, you know, how long he's been preparing for that. And if you think about it, he always has multiple things being released at the same time. So I appreciate you just being open with that. I really want us to delve into this whole world of theater festivals because they're everywhere. And in particular, the New Orleans, Louisiana Urban Theater Festival, which is exciting that you are the director of this particular festival. Can you tell us just a little bit about the NOLA Urban Theater Festival?
Well, it's a festival where we're going to be selecting. This is the only full-length plays. You know, we didn't want to take on a whole lot because this is our first one, and we know we're going to grow. And like you said, there's so many out there, and they just inspired me. And it was something. You know how I told you I always wanted to do stuff to help people and help playwrights, and where we can come together and basically have like a little family or something like that. And looking at these wonderful people doing these different theater festivals, I was like, you know what, God, if this is for me to do, you know, go ahead and give me the ambition to go ahead and do it. And I just stepped out there. I asked a couple of people, you know, what they thought about it, and whether they be interested in helping and being a part of it. And, you know, I got immediate yes, you know, all over the place. So I knew this was something that we could do. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm originally from New Orleans. And I'm like, what could be better? You know, New Orleans is filled with a lot of history, culture, fun, you know, the arts. I'm like, this would be the perfect spot to go and have this festival. Yes, it may still be somewhat new to New Orleans in a sense, but, you know, Tyler Perry, people have always come to New Orleans, so they know about going out and seeing plays and things like that. It's just that they haven't had this big mass amount. So I thought it would be great for something for them to experience, because there's always a festival in Louisiana.
Exactly.
And people are always supporting different types of festivals. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to give playwrights a chance to not only experience what New Orleans has to offer them, because trust me, I'm going to throw in some New Orleans style stuff in the midst. We're not just going to be all work. We're going to have fun and everything. So it's coming along so well, and the people who I'm talking to in New Orleans, they're excited. They're embracing it. So I'm just excited about what's coming. So like I said, we're going to do 20 full-length plays that we're going to be selecting. We're going to have workshops, you know, for people to go ahead and to advance their careers or get some type of, you know, knowledge about different things that they didn't know. We're going to have a networking mixer. Everything we're going to do is going to benefit the participants who are going to be in the show. We're going to have vendors, and, you know, we're having a monologue competition. So we're going to have a lot of fun in the midst of the work that we're doing.
And that's awesome. I'm really excited to hear that. And, you know, as you said, New Orleans is just full of it's just really full of culture. And I was there, I think, about 2 years ago in the middle of them doing a black film festival right there. And so, you know, you're right, people there, they support all of that stuff. And I really did love the city. It was my first time there. I absolutely love the food. I mean, I think I gained like 10 pounds over the week that I was there. You know, so I did. I really enjoyed my time in New Orleans, and I think that'll be a really great place for you to definitely have it. I want to ask you, for some of the playwrights out there who don't really understand, I mean, you kind of given us a little bit that you're going to be producing plays, there's going to be workshops and things like that. What are some benefits for a playwright entering their work into a festival? I mean, I know this is the first time you're producing your own, but I'm sure that you've probably been part of others. So what are some of those benefits of a playwright entering into a festival?
You're giving yourself an opportunity to be seen by an audience that you may have not had a chance to actually reach out to or have a chance to get them to see your work. And it's a good place for where we have veteran playwrights and, you know, aspiring playwrights and things like that to come together. And we get a chance to learn from one another. We get a chance to see different styles of playwriting and different crafts and things like that. So what better than a festival to be able to gain all of that knowledge at one time instead of having to go seek it out here, out here, out here, out here.
Mm-hmm.
You have this one place where you can go ahead and develop what you're doing. You learn, you grow. And like I said, you have fun putting on your work. You're seeing the words that are on your page come to life.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's exciting. You're in that moment. And of course it is where you have to submit. And of course sometimes not everybody's play has a chance to, be chosen. But it's an opportunity for you. And at the same time, I put stuff online, things where they can still, learn about different topics, even if they're not able to be at the actual festival producing their work. You can still come down and still learn and still get a chance to see what playwrights are doing.
Yes. Well, what would a playwright expect? This is something I'll tell you, just being really open with everyone. I have my productions, and I've always thought about entering it into a festival, and then I always pull back. I think I thought about the one that takes place in D.C., there's one in Atlanta, and I even considered one that's in New York. And every single time I was just like, man, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. What would somebody expect if they were chosen? Are you supposed to take your own cast, or do you find a cast that's in that city? What would a playwright what would they expect if they were to enter a festival?
Okay. Now, for the playwrights, they submit. There is a submission fee of $25, and they will send us their scripts. And if they have like a link to a video, they can send that as well. And once those playwrights are actually, once they're chosen, what they do is they can determine. They say, okay, I have my cast already in place. I'm taking my cast down there with me. Or if they want to find a cast in New Orleans, that's, everything is totally up to them. You do have to pay a fee to put your play on, and it helps to cover the cost of the plays, getting from the hotel to the venue, all kind of different things you're going to get when you go ahead and pay for your actual time. And we have a lot of that information on our website, under our frequently asked questions page for anybody who wants, more information and about what's going on and how they can go ahead and be involved. But we're going to have, where someone wouldn't have to bring a whole set, basic stuff. We can't have like a whole gigantic amount of items on stage, but your basic needs. It's more about what I've learned when I've seen different plays. I've seen some plays just had a chair, maybe a little stand with a television, and that's it. And the audience did not care one bit about what set. They were just enjoying the acting, the dialogue, all that. So that's why I don't want anybody to get consumed with, I have to bring all this stuff with me. I can't carry all this stuff. Don't worry about all that. It's all about the performance. Don't sweat over the small stuff. So once they do that, they determine their ticket prices. We try to tell them to stay within a certain means, so you won't charge so much. And then from those ticket sales, minus of course if they the credit card and things like that, the processing fee and all that, they get to keep that money. So they're making back, what they did with the submission, what it cost, to go ahead and be able to produce their play. And we work for you as well. We ask that you do, get people to come out, announce, and do all the things. But we work with you as well in announcing your shows and what time and this and that, so people can know. So you have all this advertising and stuff going on for you to get the word out there. We have PR people, so we're working hard behind the scenes to make everything great for those who are involved.
Well, awesome. And what is your website so that people can go and we can enter and all of that great stuff?
Great. It is, of course, the www. And it's NOLA, NOLA, and then the word urban, theaterfest.com. And theater is going to be spelled R-E. So I'm going to spell the website completely out. So it's NOLAURBAN. TheaterFest.com. NOLA Urban Theater Fest. I know it's
and
long.
I'm so happy that you said it. It's so funny because, you know, a lot of times I think that is, for those of us that are like diehard playwrights and all that stuff, that is such a pet peeve is, you know, people will sometimes spell theater T-E-R, you know, it's like, no. Spell it correctly, please. So I love the fact that you did that. And for those of you that are listening, I already have that in the show notes, so all you have to do is scroll down and you'll be able to click on that link and it'll take you directly to the website. So once again, Bianca, give us the information to the website. Give us your website information for B Entertainment as well, please.
Okay, I will. Oh, you know, I do want to say, piggyback on the festival. I want to let playwrights know that we are doing the submissions until the 26th of this month, and then within like a week and a half or close to 2 weeks, everyone who's going to be selected, they will. You know, we'll know during that time. And we're also doing what I call, it's going to be a monologue Mardi Gras. It's where it's either you can do a monologue or a spoken word piece, and it's all based upon the vision, the theme vision. And you send in a video. And it's kind of like the same process, but instead of sending a script, you send a video and we select, and the audience members will pick the winner, you know, on the day that we actually hold the function. They'll pick the winner, and the winner with cash prizes and, you know, be able to be a part of the event, say their piece during 2 stage plays, the intermission. So you'll get, you know, that exposure. And, okay, so now I'm going on to B Entertainment. That website is BE in the word entertainment.org. And you can find out about what we have coming up, you know, if we're going to be hosting any auditions. People can always fill out audition sheets at any time, but we try to post and let you know what we have going on and what we're looking for. Like I said, that's BE and then entertainment, because a lot of people sometimes leave off that extra E. So yes. I'm telling you, add that E. Even if it looks like it's wrong, go ahead and add it, and it'll send you straight to the website.
That is funny. Well, Bianca, thank you so much for joining us today. I think that you've given us a lot of just a lot for us to understand as playwrights, and also for those that are listening that are actors and actresses. You know, sometimes you don't want to only be one-dimensional. So if you've ever thought about writing a play, then the NOLA Urban Theater Festival is definitely one that you should consider. And for those of us that are in acting and want to do a monologue, then it's great that you're giving us a platform to be able to do that as well. So thank you so much for being here again. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, too. Thank you so much. This has been awesome.
And for everyone, it has been great. I'm so excited that I was able to finally pin you down and get you on here. And for those of you that have been listening, make sure that you follow Bianca. Make sure that you go to her website. All that information is in the show notes for you. And make sure that you tune in every single day to the Exploding Worship Arts podcast, where we are striving to help performing arts ministries around the world to be more effective in exploding worship. So until next time, stay inspired, stay motivated, and stay blessed.
Enjoy the show.